Hello everyone, welcome to Nuts Bestie Explains. Today we see another topic from the nursing management and leadership, that is material management, followed by equipment and supplies. Let's see what is material management. Coming to the definition of material management is concerned with providing the drugs, supplies, and equipment needed by health personnel to deliver health services. So, managing the material. What material we use in the hospitals, especially in our health profession, like providing the drugs, which are these are the items which present in every ward and even operation theaters, labs, everywhere. Okay, drugs, supplies like cotton, gauze, syringes, catheters, pipes, tubes, oxygen cylinders, everything comes under the supplies and equipment. It starts with a ventilator, BP apparatus, thermometers, monitors, and other like health monitors, um, sugar monitoring machine. Okay, all those come under the equipment, laryngoscope, needed by health personnel to deliver health services. So, material management is concerned with providing the drug supplies and equipment needed by health personnel to deliver healthcare services. Material management is defined as a planning, organizing, and controlling aspects involved in ensuring availability. So, make sure that all the materials, necessary materials, are available in the ward, every area of that organization, like supplies, drugs, and equipment as and when required. Okay, and whenever they are required, they should make sure that all articles are available, and it is defined as planning, organizing, and controlling aspects. Purposes of material management are: first one, provide specified materials, drugs and supplies in the required quantity. The quantity requirement changes from one ward to the other ward. ICU, more requirement will be there because you cannot ask everything to the patient related to buy and get, then only we provide the care, because all items will be available so that you can provide the care, then you can ask them to replace later. So, in sufficient required quantity, these supplies should be ready. So, that demand changes from one ward to the other ward. So, provide specified materials, drugs, and supplies as required quantity and quality also, as and when required. Then next, cut down material cost through standardization. By maintaining a standardization, you can cut down the material cost. Then develop knowledge and skill of healthcare workers. Knowledge and skill of the healthcare workers can be developed by keeping all the supplies ready, so they can practice, learn, and provide care as required. Increase efficiency of healthcare system. Efficiency can be increased if supplies are not there, lacking. So when the patient condition becomes serious, you run to other ward or somewhere, or you ask the attendants to go buy that medicine. By the time they come, it will be delayed. So efficiency of healthcare cannot be provided. These are the purposes of material management. Next, objectives. What are the objectives of material management? Making the material, supplies, drugs, and equipment available as necessary for carrying out health and nursing care activity. Make sure that all the supplies of drugs and equipment as necessary to provide health and nursing care activities. Making the required materials available in a safe and viable condition. Not only having all the items in your ward ready, keeping them safe and in viable condition, that means working condition. Monitors are there. If you are not using for a long time, when you require, that may not work because charging may not be there, like that. Infusion pumps, monitors, ventilators, everything should be in working condition. Daily you have to check it. That is management, managing the material whatever you have, and keeping them safely under locker. Some items like drugs and all, which should not be kept outside, should be kept under lock in the cupboards. Condition to users, whenever users need them and when required, both in elective and emergency. in planned. Elective means planned activities. For example, elective cesarean section. We already plan to have a cesarean section on so and so date. That is elective. We plan to undergo that operation. Whereas emergency, then and there, depending upon the situation, the patient may have a emergency surgery or emergency thoracotomy, laparotomy, like that they will undergo. So to meet these two type of situations, the requirement material has to be kept ready. Then supplying the required material at an optimal cost, providing it at a basic optimal cost. If you need in emergency, the cost if it is more, you have to buy by spending lot of money. So cost control can also be there if you maintain supplies. Ensuring recycling of materials wherever feasible. Okay, recycling of materials wherever feasible, ensuring appropriate and safe waste disposable arising out of the materials and supplies. Make sure that appropriate and safe waste disposal. Needles you have to dispose in another container. And for biomedical waste, there are three colors. Okay, yellow, red, green bin. So depending upon the waste which you are properly, you have to dispose the waste. Next, aims of material management. The management should aim to get the material of right quality. Make sure that the management of the hospital by the purchase the right quality of material of right quantity. How much you require, that much you should buy and keep it ready at right time. Make sure that buying good quality and good quantity is not important. More than this, having them at the right time is also when you need that time all supplies should be ready. That is also a very important aspect and at right place. Okay, where there is need for laryngoscope, emergency items like suction apparatus, suction machine, everything required. If you don't keep that material in that place, keep it somewhere else, that is not useful. So at right place is also very important. And for the right cost, you have to purchase them. Next, requirements of material management. What are the items which are required to do the material management? That is right material, right quality, right quantity, right cost, right time, right user. Okay, if everything is there, the person who is working, the nurse who is working in the ward do not know how to use that monitor or infusion pump, waste of having all the material and supplies. So right user, right supplier also very important. The person who supplies good quality item, you have to stick to that supplier. Okay, these are the requirements. Next, process of material management. Okay, selection and demand estimation. First step is selection. Selecting the equipment, supplies, whatever material you want according to the demand. How much we require for the next 1 year or for next 2 months, like that. The demand, how much patient input you are expecting, depending upon that estimation, you have to select. And next step is placing the order. Place the order. Okay, from whichever supplier you are buying from them, place the order. Then procurement, get everything, receipt of the material and inspection. Once you receive the equipment, check the receipt, what you have ordered, what material you got, inspect each and every material for expiry date and material with which and the company brand which you have asked for, all that you have to check and receive the items. Then storage, once you receive the material, storage and maintaining inventory management, that is very important. Maintaining the inventory is very important responsibility of the head nurses and the staff nurses. Issue and distribution of items. Once you get the material, issue to each ward, you have to issue the material according to the demand there. Then maintenance and repair. You have all the equipment in the ward, maintaining it properly, maintaining registers, stock, inventory. Then if anything is not working, sending it for repair and keeping it ready. Then disposal or condemnation. After use of the material, how you are disposing it, waste management or condemnation. Okay, any equipment which is not working, how you dispose it. Okay, that is condemnation. All these are the steps in the process of material management. First step, that is selection and demand estimation. These steps involve identification of items for purchase and storage. What you need to purchase and how to store. So that steps. A list of items is required by an institution or organization with specific standards. These items include usually what we require in a hospital: linen, for dressing equipment required cotton, gauze, syringes, normal saline solutions, all the equipment and supplies. Example: rubber goods, good oxygen cylinders, oxygen sets, masks, pipes, everything. Suction apparatus, IV sets, various sets required, IV cannulas for nursing procedures, drugs and solution. All like that list you have to provide. Then placing order. This activity is concerned with estimation of the expected demand of an item for the future. For future, whichever period, for 6 months or 1 year we are planning. So how much estimation, how much you require. For example, in determining the quantity of bed sheets per patient, the estimate will be one top sheet, one bottom sheet. So total 2 sheets per patient. Then 2 sheets per patient further needed as 2 sheets per patient in use, 2 sheets patient in laundry, 2 sheets per patient for emergency. Like this for each patient or one bed, total 6 sheets. Total 6 sheets per patient. So in a 24 bedded general ward, the estimated requirement of sheets will be 24 into 6. 144 sheets are required. This implies at a given point of time, this ward need to have 144 bed sheets for the patients. Like this, you have to calculate according to the need and the demand. So it is known as casting and forecasting. Casting present requirement, forecasting future requirement, that usually made on the basis of past experience. Next, third step is procurement. It is an act of buying goods. Okay, catch the supplier, whatever list you talk to them, go do the shopping, nothing but shopping, services or works from an external source. Cost effectiveness, you have to bargain, get for a good package. Cost and cost benefit analysis also should be ensured before buying the goods. The quality of goods you are getting, for that the amount which you are spending is worth or not. Okay, that is cost benefit analysis. That analysis you have to do before buying the goods. Standardization of items is required. Standard, a good brand and which you are purchasing, which is performing well since long period, that standard equipment only you have to purchase. Group or bulk purchasing is essential for cost effectiveness. So group or bulk purchase is, you will get it for a less price. Okay, good price. So that is very important. Fourth step is receipt of material. Once you get shopping is over, once you receive the material in bulk, it includes receiving all the items, checking the list whichever you have ordered, specifically which brand, the number of items received or not. You have to check, inspect and arrange the articles properly. Preparing receipt note. Like this you can see in the screen, cash receipt note, received from, the amount for what. Okay, cash, check or money order, current balance, payment amount, how much you are paying, any balance you are getting, balance due, received by, who is receiving the equipment. Like this, cash receipt has to be signed and kept ready, which should be kept in files. Informing users about receipt of items, informing about excess items received and about the deficits. Then fifth step is storage and inventory management. Material after being inspected, received and stored into storeroom till its consumption, till the equipment is completely used, storing it is very important, and distributing. Once you receive, once the store receives, you can inform all the ward in charges that the material is ready, you can come and pick everything. So whatever the demand which they have put, according to that you can take or distribute. Some material need to be stored at a specific temperature. Supplies are arranged on racks. In a rack, you can arrange with both sides open so that you can easily pick up and issued distributed from the front side. Maintain the principle of first in, first out. Okay, FIFO, first in, first out, which helps in issuing those materials first which are received first. Because the first received items, if you keep somewhere inside, the item will get expired. So that's why first in, first out theory you have to follow. Arrange group wise or alphabetically for easy identification. Monitor expiry dates. Then use the method of two bin method. This method separates the entire stock of each item into two bins or boxes. Divide into two boxes One box contains the main stock, second box contains the enough stock to satisfy the demand during lead time. Okay, in the crisis time, if you require this stock will be helpful. So keep the extra stock in some other box. Maintenance of buffer stock. A stock of additional supply is required to be maintained. Always something in extra. Like in our houses, how we maintain some few things extra because suddenly if relatives come, you cannot run to the shop. So we keep few things extra so that you can prepare and meet the need at that time. So like in the same way, the supplies also are maintained additional for meeting unusual or emergency demands. Then lead time. Lead time refers to the interval between the time when the order placed of an item and the actual item when items have been replenished. So there is some gap. Once you put the order for transportation, receiving for all this, it may take 1 week, 2 days, or 3 days. That 3 days, 4 days period has to be run with the sufficient supply. So that also you have to keep it. Lead time. Use the method of two-bin method, buffer stock, and the lead time. Sixth step is maintenance and repair. This step includes the maintenance of all equipment used for patient care services for protecting and maintaining the life of these equipment. Keeping the life of the equipment is very important. Whatever BP apparatus you are receiving, laryngoscope, monitors, infusion, everything daily you have to check the cords, wires, everything, keep it safely, give the numbering to them, codes, charge them daily, make sure they are working properly because if an emergency comes, that equipment should be in working condition. It is usually undertaken through services contracts. If you are buying any equipment, you will have a contract like the battery replacement, if any repair comes, 2 years guarantee, warranty, all that you have to keep in mind. It is absolutely essential for effective material management. Seventh step, last step is disposal or condemnation. Over a period, certain equipment either become obsolete or beyond economic repair and occupy precious space in the respective departments or in the hospital on the whole. Those equipment need to be condemned and disposed of at regular intervals. For example, any ultrasound machine or X-ray machine is repaired for so many times. Now it stopped working, which cannot be repaired because it is an outdated model where spare parts are also not available. What you will do that kind of equipment, instead of keeping it in the hospital because it occupies a precious space, those things you have to condemn. Okay, sell it off or somehow you dispose it off. Regular intervals you have to keep checking any such kind of things, you have to dispose them. Next, good material managers adopt the following procedures. The managers who want to maintain a good material management, they follow following procedures like taking inventory regularly and systematically. Once in every month or once in a week, they do checking of the inventory, taking inventory regularly and systematically. Requisitioning at indenting as per actual need. You send the indent to the stock room, okay, or store. Like we need 100 syringes, normal saline bottles 20, RL bottles 50, like that. One indent report you write and send that requisition to the what actually you need to get only that. Getting so much extra items is waste because the other ward may require. If you are taking all the stock and storing in your ward, the stock room will not have the sufficient supplies. Receiving and inspecting incoming items. After receiving, inspect the items. Storing and protecting items, drugs which are not safe, all those you have to keep under lock. Okay, like that. Issuing items for use, issue to the staff nurses. Every shift you can issue as per the demand. Proper use of items very important. Keeping an account. If you have given 10 dopamine injections, how many are used, to which patient they are used, you need to maintain the record. Like that account has to be maintained. Next, elements of material management system. So the elements which are included in material management system are planning. Planning is very important. How much equipment you require. Demand estimation. What is the demand in that ward? That estimation is very important. Who is very good at it? Like in charge nurse or the staff nurse who is experienced only can do the demand estimation. Procurement. Okay, buying it, receiving it, receipt and inspection, storing it, issue and use, maintenance and repair, disposal, accounting. What is the nurse's role in material management, which is very important because nurses are the one who usually in the wards take care of the supplies and equipment. So nurses role, what we will see now, ensuring regular and adequate flow of necessary equipment, supplies, drugs and solutions. Okay, what drugs require solutions like betadine, spirit, other hand wash things, and salines, all the solutions and supplies. Monitoring and sustaining the quality and safety of the material used, including success, monitor and sustaining of the quality and safety is very important. Issuing of items on the basis of first in, first out, FIFO, and regular checking of expiry date of the drugs very important and contribute towards your safety. Indenting, okay, keeping the indent that is list of you have to send to the storeroom that is indent according what items you require, receiving them, storing them, checking and timely replenishing of all the necessary equipment, supplies, drugs and solutions. Maintaining of emergency and buffer stock. This is very important to meet the emergency need. Then arranging for preventive maintenance wherever necessary, maintaining inventory and stock of all the items and supplies once in a week or once in 10 days inventory checking has to be done. Arranging for condemnation of articles, the articles which are not in use, throwing it or disposing it, that is called as condemnation. Accordance with the down policies of the organization. What is the policy of organization? Find out and do the condemnation, maintain a dead stock register. That means whatever items you are sending for condemnation, you can enter into the dead stock register. And one more thing, maintaining every register, what items you register, you received, how much you used, how much balance, that register is also very important. Arranging and assisting in audit of material. Sometimes 326 months or once in a year audit occurs. Other department people will come and do the checkings. That audit, all the registered stocks should match. Participation in policy making for material management. Policy making also nurses have to participate because they play major role in material management. Participation in tender or procurement. When you are putting the hospital is giving putting tender or procurement while purchasing, nurses role is there to participate in this. Orienting nursing personnel on material management policies from time to time, evaluation to efficacy of the material management system followed in particular nursing unit. What type of material management system they are following in that particular unit, efficiently or not, that has to be evaluated by the nurses. Okay. So this is about material management. We have seen the definition, purposes, and the steps of material management elements we have seen, and role of nurses. Each step in detail we have seen what are the items included in the material management. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe the channel.